Okay, so when you're ready, let's just meet in a child's pose. Extend your legs behind you, sit your toes together, bring your knees wide, either to mat distance apart or just to hips distance apart. Extend your arms out long in front of you and just rest your forehead down towards the floor, just taking a couple of breaths to connect. Letting go of any judgments or expectations you may have of this practice today. Take one more breath in through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, pressing up to a tabletop position, so wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, tops of the feet flat out behind you. We're going to come into a spinal balance, so extend the right leg out behind you, charge through the heel of the foot. Try to avoid leaning off to one side and stay stable within the upper body. Draw the navel in towards the spine to help activate the low belly. You can work with this or extend your left arm out in front alongside the left ear. Find a nice neutral gaze down at the floor. And then we're just going to bring a bit of dynamic movement into this. So really pressing through the right hand to find that lift in the right shoulder. As you exhale, round the spine, bring the left elbow towards the right knee. Inhale, we extend. So this is challenging our balance as well. Exhale, round the spine, hopefully warming up a little bit through the core. Inhale, extend, reach, reach, reach. Exhale to round. Find that lift in the right shoulder. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release the left hand down, release the right knee down, come back to your tabletop. Inhale, left leg charges back behind you, pressing through the left heel of the foot. Find that strength and inhale, right arm alongside the right ear. Try to avoid counterbalancing within the body. Stay stable, stay in that tabletop, pressing through the left hand. On your exhale, bring the right elbow to the left knee, press through the left arm. Inhale to extend, press through the left heel. Exhale, pressing right elbow to left knee, inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release the left knee down, release the right hand down, returning back to a tabletop position. We're going to come into a plank. So bring the hands forward a little bit. So ultimately what you're doing is you're making a line from the crown of the head down towards the knees. Keep the belly lifted, don't allow the hips to sag. Press through the hands to find that lift in the shoulders, so the shoulders are lifting out of the arms. Okay, if you wanted to take this a little bit deeper, you can tuck the toes, lift the knees up off the floor. Hopefully feeling it in your core. Almost imagine that you're trying to round the spine a little bit, so you're keeping your pubic bone towards your abdominals. Core is really strong, really engaged. Take one more breath in, and then we're going to come into side plank. So bringing the weight into the right hand, come onto the outside of the right foot. Left foot stacks on top of the right. You can reach the left hand up towards the sky. Now if this is too much, you can keep your right knee underneath your right hip, right foot out to the side, and just work with this, kind of finding the lift in the hips. Okay, but if you can do it, bring the feet together. Lift, lift, lift those hips up towards the sky. Press strong through the right hand. Try to imagine you're lifting up into almost like a banana shape, lifting those hips up, up, looking up. One more breath in. Exhale, come back to plank, left hand down. Take a breath in. Exhale. Inhale, over to the left. Bring the weight into the left hand. Reach the right hand up, right foot stacks on top of the left, or you can bring the right foot in front and just bring the left knee down underneath the left hip. Continue to press those hips up towards the sky. Looking up towards that right hand, lift, lift, lift. You should feel it in your obliques, transverse abdominals muscles. As we lift those hips nice and high, take one more breath in. Exhale, bring the right hand back down, coming back to a plank. Taking one more breath in. Exhale, using the core, keep this position in the upper body. Elbows bend. Lower down as slowly as you can onto the belly. Bring the tops of the feet flat, charging up through the legs, pressing through the tops of the feet, palms of the hands underneath the shoulders. On the inhale, bring the elbows into the ribs, lift the chest, lift the gaze, baby cobra, using the strength of the spinal muscles, not the hands. If you want, you can even lift the palms of the hands off the floor to be sure. Feel the core engaging, protecting the lower back. You should feel the strengthening along the muscles of the back side of the body. Avoid the overuse of the glutes. Charging through the legs. Tops of the feet grounded. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release the forehead down. Inhale, lifting back up to that high plank position, core engaged. And then exhale, press back to child's pose. Take breaths. Breathing in, exhale. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Inhale, walking the hands up. Shift the hips off to one side and then extend the legs out in front. We're going to take boat pose. So, taking the hands to the backs of the thighs, lean back in the upper body until you find a lightness in the tops of the feet. Bring the feet out so that the shins are parallel with the earth at 90 degrees. You can keep the hands to the backs of the thighs, keep the chest lifted towards the knees. If you're feeling it, bring the arms alongside the legs, palms face each other, fingers together, look to the toes. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross at the shins, take a breath in, hands to knees. Exhale. We're going to do 3 rounds. So second round, same variation, or if you wanted to try and challenge yourself, bring the legs to straight, look towards the toes, holding here for 5. Shoulders soft. 4. Nice and open through the throat, don't compress through the upper body and the chest. 3. Lower back ribs draw in and up, chest towards the knees. 2. Smooth the breath as much as you can. I know it's hard. 1. Exhale, crossing at the shins. Hands to the knees, lengthen through the spine on the inhalation. And exhale. Last round. Inhale. Look to the toes. Soft through the shoulders, holding here for 5. 4. Shaking is okay, means we're working. 3. So you should feel it in the abdominal muscles and the hip flexors, the tops of the thighs. 2. Soft through the jaw, soft through the forehead. And 1. Exhale, crossing at the shins, hands to the knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Feel the front body opening and extending. Exhale. Good, okay. We're now going to take that from the high boat into a low boat, which can be a nice introduction to our hollow body practice where we're working with the core on our backs. So just one more time, inhale to boat. Just keep the legs towards parallel with the floor this time. And then now, as we lower down, we're going to take this as slowly as possible. So our legs work towards straight, our lower back drops down towards the floor, but our chest and our shoulders are still lifted off the floor, holding here for 5. 4, look to the toes or look up slightly. 3, lower back on the floor. 2, and 1. Release the legs, extend the arms up overhead, take a nice long body stretch from toes to fingertips. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so working off of that hollow body a little bit more now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest, squeeze the knees in, okay, give them a little hug, and then what you're going to do from here is you're going to bring your head towards your knees, okay, and what I want you to do is round through the lower back, so the lumbar spine should be grounding into the earth, the pubic bone is drawing up towards the navel, and you're stitching your ribs together so everything is strong through the lower body, everything is meeting in the abdominal muscles. Now if this feels pressure on the head or you're feeling like it's straining the neck, bring the hands lightly to the back of the head. We're not forcing the head forward, we're just supporting it so the neck isn't taking the strain. So you're probably already feeling this. This is our level 1. And from here we're going to kind of work it up a bit. So just take one more breath in. Exhale, release the forehead down, squeeze the knees in towards the chest. Take a breath in, and exhale. Good, so we're going to do that again. This time we're going to bring our legs towards 90 degrees. So the thighs are parallel, the shins are parallel with the floor, knees are going up towards the ceiling, toes point. Okay, on your inhalation, take a breath in, and then on the exhalation, lift the forehead off the floor, lift the head off the floor, lift the chest off the floor, shoulders off the floor. You can, again, support the head with the hands, or you can bring the hands alongside the legs, fingers heading towards the toes. Looking towards the knees, stitch everything together in your lower back. If the lower back is beginning to lift off the floor, then just take a rest, okay? Don't strain. You should feel like everything's kind of pressing into that lower spine. So we're getting real strength along the front side of the body. The core is engaged, the core is working, holding for 3, 2, 1. Good, take a rest, head down, draw the knees in towards the chest. That's hard. It does build intensity really quickly. Hopefully you can feel it. If you're not feeling it, there's a chance that maybe your lower back is still arching. So try to really press. Find that establishment first before you take the levels any deeper. Okay, moving on, building on from this. So bring the legs towards parallel with the earth again, that 90-degree angle. Toes point. You can either, again, bring the hands to the back of the head if you're feeling strain on the neck, or exhale, lift the chest, lift the head up, and then this time we're going to take some toe taps. So remember to support the neck if you need to. Exhale, bring the right toe to the floor, inhale up. Exhale, left toe to the floor, inhale up. Keep with this pace at your own breath. Tapping the toes to the floor, building the intensity in the front side of the body. Make sure the lower back is continuing to ground down firmly into the floor. Feel this strength building along the front side of the abdominals, everything stitching together. Maybe you can lift a little bit higher in the chest and the shoulders. Holding here, last one on both sides. Left toe taps. Inhale back to center and then squeeze the knees in. Good, gently rock from side to side. We've got one more of these. One more, and then we will begin to stretch and wind down. Okay, so this time we're going to bring the legs out to, they're about 45 degrees, so the legs are straight this time. There's no bend in the knees, and you're kind of, if this is too much, you can reach the feet up towards the sky, toes point, or you're going to bring them to more of an angle. Okay, inhale fully. Exhale, lift the shoulders off the floor, support the neck or the head, or bring the arms alongside the body, palms face each other. Look to the toes, make sure the lower back is grounding firmly into the earth. Keep the pelvic floor lifted, low belly draws back towards the spine. This is intense, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, release, knees to chest. Take a breath in. And exhale, let it go. Good, we're just going to open that up now. So roll along the length of the spine a few times, getting a little massage for your lower back. Also working your core a tiny bit. And then when you come up, crossing over the shins, press the feet back to a high plank. Don't worry, we're not going to hold it. And this time, let the hips sink down towards the floor. Okay, you can come onto the tops of the feet for kind of like an upward dog or more of a cobra. Low cobra is also an option, but this should feel like a really nice stretch to the front side of the abdominals. Try to make it as passive as you can. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, press the hips back, child's pose. Forehead releases down towards the floor. And now you're welcome to come into a Shavasana, if that's suitable for you today, or alternatively you can just remain here in child's pose for a few more breaths, or take a seated meditation if that's what you'd like to do today. You're also welcome to follow this up with another yoga practice, maybe a more gentle restorative style practice if you'd like to include that afterwards. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to drink plenty of water after your practice today. And today, as you go forward, I wish you peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Namaste.